Shut up and sit down.
Okay, Colin here. It's the 67 works. My psychic. Yeah, look at him. He's all neat out. Yeah, just having a wibble, folks. Right.
No, I was not having a wibble. I was having a wine.
That was a wine, a weekend wine.
Semi sort of whinge.
So how are you all doing, folks? Before we start, obviously, if you want to support the channel, you can do so on Patreon. Click the join button below this, or give you access. Oh, you can support Dave over on Patreon. I will make a date.
Don't forget you buy me a coffee thing.
Yeah, we got to buy me a coffee. Buy me a coffee / much. If you want to get out in the chat. Nice big box. So, first thing we've got, I do believe, was David at Sprue and Glue, and then Ross saying molding all on Mox Wally Halifax, even model shop, paint and blue.
How many models will he come home with?
That's what he goes on to say. He says, that's it, I think, is what me home is. Have a good one, Ross, mate.
Enjoy, mate. Yeah.
David saying, fun as David, molding. Chat.
Hello, David.
Marcus Brunzin says good afternoon. Colin and Dave and all in chat.
Hello, Marcus.
Everyone said hello to Marcus. Paul Christopher is in saying afternoon.
Hello, Paul.
Hello, Paul. Paul McNichols in says, I have blues and queens. 15 of the day. Sunday for all of them back.
We will do our bestest.
Hopefully you can trace your mate and have a good weekend. Says, like Dave Fuju. James is in, says after Dave.
James?
Paul J. Lewis is in, says after Colin and Dave. What the hell acting with the oak? No, mate.
Sprue Blue says, Colin, you're very quiet.
Oh, am I?
Paul saying your audio is very low. Atoll, something wrong with speech content, it's breaking up.
How's that, folks? Could you type in the chat for me and let me know? Just a quick question, that's all. It could be that I've had a Windows update and it's switched off my Yeti. Can you let me know in the chat? James says that's better. Yeah, it's Windows update. Yeah. Pain in the arse, mate. Sorry about that, folks. It switched off me Yeti microphone, and yeah. Right, shall we try again? Hello, gang. Colin here, Festa 67's workshop. How you all doing?
Take two.
Yeah. Cheers for that, though. But yeah, always let me know whether or not it's thinging. But yeah, I can see it now on that
pretty
screen.
much everyone is now saying, all good, you're coming through loud and clear.
Oh, hello.
Hello. How are you doing Rupert's, are we?
Yeah. Oh, hot. Talking to Rupert's, James is on again, isn't he? You ain't got to slap him with a wet mitten. Paul Christopher says that's good. They're all saying it's all better. Loud and clear. There you go. Can hear you fine. Happy days. Stafford Lars says that's more like it. Beware, folks. There's a Microsoft Windows update. doing the rounds. And if you stream like us two, Pillocks, check your microphones are working afterwards. But you can't mock me too much, Dave. I haven't gotten to you yet. Stefan Last says that's more like it. JC Bricks and Builds thought it may have been an update, didn't want to state the obvious. Mate, that's all right, mate. Not a problem. But I'm about to go and mock Dave because I want to. Because he tried mocking me just now for my shonky microphone. So, Dave, how's your week been, mate? And have you found your saw yet?
Well, I found a bit more than me saw. I found me saw and I found the static grass applicating device thingy-majig.
Yeah, you momentarily found a pot of paint as well, didn't you, mate?
I might have found a brand new tin of Tamiya spray paint that was right at the back and went in with my grabbing tool, and instead of grabbing the tin, I pushed the tin over the edge of the back of the black cabinet. And in order to get it out, I've got to remove everything in front of the black cabinet, take everything off the top of the black cabinet, move the mat out the way, and then drag the cabinet out. And there's about as much chance of that happening as...
That's going to age like my pot of yellow Vallejo paint that went over the back of that bookcase that time.
Let's put it this way, that tin of spray ain't never going to see the light of day.
But anyway, other than that, mate, how you been? How's your week been? And above all, how's your mum, mate?
Mum is good. Mum was out for coffee with friends yesterday.
Oh, gallivanting again, is it?
As I was so wonderfully updated.
Oh.
So, yes. So, yeah, it's been out gallivanting again.
Yeah.
The week started off a bit strange and just ended up being plain weird.
Yeah.
It's
absolutely, yeah. Well, my Bean's been all right because she managed to go and see her Winnie.
Oh.
So
she's happy now.
She was clicking her reels because she was up you, Boris, and all of that. Yeah, and she was doing proper. She was proper doing pimping the other day when I video called her.
Oh God!
Because she said, "Oh, and another thing," she said.
Oh dear.
And I went, "What's that, Mum?" And the pigeon head started. Like that, she was. I've got a good mind, she says, to get on a plane. I'll give that Putin a piece of my mind. Right, Mum. Yeah. Bless her. It was just the way she said it, and I went, yeah, you go for it, love. Well, she said, if his mum's still alive, she said, she must be very disappointed in him. I'm like, well, peace, Mum's just been solved by your statement there. Get on a plane now.
Yeah, can you imagine all the mothers in the world standing outside his office with their handbags on their arms?
On the handbag on their arm. It's right. We need a word with you. Shane Youngs is in, bless you. Hello, mate. Good afternoon,
hello,
Colin
Shane.
and Dave, all in chat. Hope everyone's well. Big hugs for you, mate, and a fist bump, Shane. Hope you're doing all right, geez, and you know where we are, buddy. Yeah, love and respect, mate. But yeah, I was peeing myself laughing with her because she proper done it. Yeah, and you know that way that mums sit when they've made their point. They sit there looking at you like. Like that, I said, do you feel better now? No, I don't, she says. Yeah. So,
and then you'll get 5 minutes peace and quiet, and then it'll be, and there was another thing, and you go, oh no, not again.
Absolutely. Al says, I Shane, everything Colin just said goes from me as well. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff in common there, Al, mate, you know what I mean? We've got a lot of time for our Shane. So, Dave, we've been rambling a bit. Shall we have a looky-loo at the bench? But before we do, I would just like to announce Sarah Jane is in the chat. I'll join her and sort that Putin out, she said. Absolutely. Good for you, Sarah Jane.
Sarah Jane.
A good stern word is what me mum says. And if his mum had told him off more when he was a kid, he wouldn't be such a petulant man. It's like, okay, Mum.
Bless them.
Got to love her, ain't you? Oh, well, and then she said, and as for that other one, she said in America, she said, what's he up to? Doing nothing, she said. Bad as Boris, she went. I said, right, Mum. She should put the worlds to rights, Dave.
Don't hang about, does she?
No. So on that note, I'm going back to the bench because I can feel myself doing a bit of pigeon head at this rate.
Yeah, I think bench is probably the safest place.
Oh, mate. Absolutely. So we are. Let's just move my microphone. Hopefully everything's still coming through okay, peeps, and all of that lot. Let's have a bit of a move around. What are we up to? We are doing the digger still, aren't we, Dave?
We are. I'm still sticking bits on.
We're doing that. We're doing that. Nothing like that, but we're doing that.
One then.
Yeah. Do digger noises?
Digger, digger, digger.
Yeah. So that's what we're up to. I might have had a bit of black darky stuff going on and a bit of dinge and stuff. So it's beginning to get lightened in a few places. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm up to.
Where I'm up to is I've got a rather large box of sub-assemblies, I think is probably the best way to say it.
Absolutely. James says pigeon heads, he said, because they coo. You want one of them, do you, James?
Pigeons.
Go on, you know you want to.
Coo.
There you go. Do you feel better now, James? Yeah. I need to get out more, Dave, don't I?
Yes. Oh, before we carry on.
Yeah.
What is or what has gone into your bellies? What have you got on your benches? And most importantly, what is your beverage of choice whilst watching the show?
Absolutely. And in honour of Dave, beverage of choice has now made it into the Friday Frolic.
Yes, so I heard.
Yeah.
I think it's also made it into Philip's show as well.
Absolutely. JC Bricks and Build says, oh my God, Shania said again. She likes that, does she? Oh, bless her. Well, being that it's Shania, let's have a look. Where is it? There it is.
Pigeons. 'Cause they coo.
There you go. Yeah, I've got the mischiefs today, Dave. Have you noticed?
You have, haven't you?
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's only because I've been playing with printers, isn't I? So I'm happy my printers are all thing. Yeah.
Oh, you're all printed up now, are you?
Yeah, I had a good successful resin run, so I've done that.
Good.
I've just got one little tweak to make to the cubic, as you know. And yeah,
yes,
everything's ready to go, mate.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's been a while since I printed anything, but I'm looking forward to it. I've got a backlog of things that I need to filament print. So it'll be fun. Just be nice to see them going like they were, because it means the man cave's taken shape, doesn't it? You know,
it means the man cave is back in full operation.
Well, yeah, because you know me, I'm always printing something on them printers, be it for me or other people, you know. So it's nice that they're starting up again, because I've got a few bits and pieces that I said to people I would print, and it's just getting round to catching up with it, you know. And I've got a nice little backlog of resin stuff that I've got to print. So yeah, so it'll get there. So thanks for your patience, folks, that are waiting. They know who they are. They haven't nagged me, which is nice. Nice change, actually, not being nagged. I've got a couple of bellies and bench. Atul is in. Belly was toasted bread with spam and pickles, washed down with coffee and green tea for her. And bench, she's still redesigning female apparel. My Mini Bench non-Lego motorcycles. Happy days.
Shane. Shane, Belly will be roast chicken dinner, which is in the oven. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Bench is a Timber Kits vintage car kit.
Oh, nice.
And drink of choice is a nice, strong cup of tea.
Oh, good for you, Shane. Good for you, mate. Happy days. Yeah, nice bit of Sunday roast, Dave. Oh, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
One thing I'll say about my missus, she does one hell of a puck of Sunday roast, mate. Always look forward to that. Ignore my twitches. It's not diabetes twitches. It's just my MS has been kicking my backside all week. So, apologies if I'm shaking, folks, but I'm not going hypo. So just in case a few of the keen-eyed diabetics out there are wondering, it's just my MS shakes this week, I'm afraid. I can't control them. Hopefully they don't distract you too much. Been a strange little week. It's gone quick though, Dave, isn't it?
I think Monday and Tuesday was a bit slow because there wasn't much for me to do, and I was kind of sat on my backside twiddling my fingers.
Oh right, yeah, one of them weeks for you then.
And then Wednesday, the day that I wanted to get away early because of our other show.
Yes.
Yeah. It was like it got a bit close to the wind, and I'm thinking, okay.
Yeah. Talking of that, our other show, I'd like to say a big thanks to all of you that have shown your support by coming in, because it really does mean a lot. And the folks at eModels are well chuffed as well. So thanking you all for coming in and showing your support on a Wednesday over at the eModels channel. It means a lot to me and it means a lot to them. So props to you all. Showing your love.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Sarah Jane says, any shakes you're having are James's fault. I will concur with that, Sarah Jane. Thank you. But
you sure it's James and not Panzer?
Yeah, I'm conscious of them, but yeah, it's one of them. It's what it is. They just let me know they're there every now and then at the moment. Not as bad as they was yesterday, so that's progress.
Progress is always good.
James says, belly, southern fried chicken, pasta, bench, Lego T-Rex, and built up a platform for Lego City changes, extended train track under platform, and buildings in place on top of platform. Happy days.
Paul J. Lewis, belly, nothing yet. Roast chicken dinner later. Bench is a 172nd Concord painting and waiting for clear coat to dry.
Oh, nice one.
Before applying decals, beverage, extra strong tea. Good man.
Absolutely.
David over at Spring Glue is saying, remember, like button, peeps.
Yeah.
It's free to press. Definitely.
It all helps the video rankings and also helps get future content fed to you on your YouTube feeds. Helps the channel out massively. So big Festa hugs to each and every one of you that takes the time to do a thumbs up. It really does serve its purpose. Paul D. Pardon me. Paul D. Tomazzo's in. Says, morning, everyone. Waiting for me coffee to brew. Excuse me again. Hello, Paul. Hope you're doing all right, mate. Love to you and Don. Hope you're well on this wonderful, wonderful Sunday. Put that on there for now. There's a wheel there, Cole. Don't want to keep knocking that off, do you?
No.
Because I'm thinking next. Are we going to go a bit of that? I think a bit of that at some point. What was I doing? Oh yeah, get me bit of tissue. I'm narrating again, Dave, and I.
Meanwhile, deep in the undergrowth,
Rummaging through the underground.
we have the lesser known species of the Festa.
Have you have you avoided your photo etch there, you sneaky little bear? You have, haven't you?
No.
Yeah, look at him. You were saying before we went on air, oh no, look, a bloody photo etch. And I've just looked up and he's like, sneaky you are.
I will be doing another bit that apparently it goes in front of the frame unit that goes over the fans on top of the roof.
Oh, right, yeah.
I don't think I can get that wrong. It's one bend in it. Oh, yeah, but then we are talking about me, so.
Happy days. Sarah Jane says, bench 9 kits on the go. Belly waiting for Tesco's any minute, and the Cumbernauld sausage casserole while watching F1, motorbikes, IndyCar, Indy 500 qualifying, and NASCAR. Sorted, she says. Yeah, I know it's proper motor racing weekend again, Sarah Jane, isn't it, darling?
But the only thing that's missing is touring cars.
Aye?
But the only thing that lot is missing is the touring cars.
She probably sat there waiting for that to start. Bless her. Ah, good for you. She proper petrol wedding, Sarah Jane. Proper petrol wedding. I need to know anything, mate, about motor racing. I know where I'm going to go and ask.
Paul is saying, meanwhile, I've just painted my 124th Renaissance Ferrari 250 GT California in zero paints Rosso Rubino.
Oh, nice.
A sexy deep maroon colour.
Yeah. Al says Fred's just shown car kits just arrived in his shop, except you're not on FB. That's all right. I'll have a looky, Lou, Al, and I'll send her all the links, mate, just to tease her, because she keeps doing it to me, and I keep spending all my money on stuff that Sarah Jane's recommending.
Oh, so you're going to have a bit of your own back now, are you?
Yeah, there may be mockage about to happen then. Would I be that brave?
Don't see why not.
Paul says, doing okay, all the best to you and your family. Not sure what makes this Sunday so wonderful, but hey, whatever, mate. Hey, mate, we try our best, buddy.
Yeah, we do what we can.
But totally understand what you guys are going through out there, mate. I really wish I could do more for you, Paul. I do, mate. But I mean, we're down my wage since I've been retired, so I can understand what you're going through, because we go through the same, mate. It's not easy. And for those that wonder what I'm on about, Paul has, he won't mind me saying, but Paul's got a GoFundMe up on my Facebook group because he's fallen on hard times, and anyone that can offer any support, it would be greatly appreciated, because he's been an avid follower of what we do for years now, and it's just our way of trying to help him get back on his feet. So give it a bit of consideration, folks, if you can. Anything is greatly appreciated. And I know for a fact that if it was any of us, Paul would be the first to put his hand in his pocket. So hopefully you're not embarrassed, Paul. That's not my intention. But no, I wasn't mocking you, Sarah Jane. I was embracing your knowledge.
Hey, have you been chewing a dictionary lately?
I might have been.
Oh, lovely.
She's correcting you. She says, Dave, British touring cars are next Sunday.
Oh, okay.
Happy now, she says. Cool. Oh, she's got a bottom lip out there, Dave, isn't she?
I think I'm going to have to say, Sarah Jane, I sit corrected.
Good man. It's the correct answer. Paul Di Tommaso, this is what Sundays are for, he says. When things go pear-shaped, we're here to smooth things out. Absolutely. You know, I people moan at me because I share the love, and people get a little bit jealous of that, I would say, Dave, don't you? And they start knocking me for it, but I'm not gonna change. So
No.
but no, I firmly believe in trying to help people out as best as I can. If I can't do it financially, I do it by offering a bit of support and a shoulder to nag. So, and I'm not going to apologise for that anymore. So Sodom.
You're in a very defiant mood today, aren't you?
No, it's you know you get to that point where you've had enough.
Yeah.
And you just go, do you know something? I'm getting sick and tired of the childishness. Yeah. So, arseholes is what I say. Apologies, but yeah. Anyway, I am doing a little bit of edge dry brushing now. It's not going to be this silver permanently. This is just a start, folks. But yeah. I just thought I would do a bit of that.
I was hoping you was going to do a bit more photo etch so I could mock you.
No, mine's all on there, Dave. I've done mine. No. Absolutely. Paul says, appreciate all the help, mate. Thanks to those who have and will. Absolutely, I concur. You know, I mean, I got a lot of time for you, Paul. You know, you always been there and offered when I've been at my rockiest, and you've always been there, mate. And yeah, I said to you at the beginning, as soon as I could afford to help you out, mate, I would chuck a donation in, and I did that, mate. And as soon as I can again, I will. Yeah. Sarah Jane says, yeah, this is community, does help each other out. That's what it's all about, isn't it? As we said, look, before, life is too damn short to be miserable and nasty. So, yeah. Imagine Sarah Jane sat there with a checkered flag and everything today, Dave, didn't you?
Well, I would imagine she'll have all her flags out.
Absolutely. Who'd you root for, Formula One wise, Sarah Jane? Nice. Get in there. Nice chunky bit of silver gone on there. What we want. She says, besides, the bigger the community, the more fines she can give out. Ah, see, I knew there was a reason.
Motives in there somewhere.
Yeah, that's it. It's all coming out now, Dave, isn't it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Just when you think you know someone, eh? Yeah, I've got to be careful because I'll get fined, won't I?
Yeah.
Dave sitting there going, yeah, get fined. I can see what you're up to.
Mind you, 2IC is late on parade.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a point. Yeah. Where's your sidekick? Yeah, Sarah Jane. And your bouncer. I ain't noticed none of them are in. I'm here. Dave's here. Just saying. You know. We're here supporting you as your friends. Yeah.
Yeah. And where are the others?
Exactly,
Nowhere
Dave. Exactly, mate. Letting her down, ain't they?
Yeah.
Sarah Jane says she goes with Red Bull as they're over the road for me, and I don't like the drivers. No, that's it. I get a little bit annoyed with Christian Horner at times as well. He's a lovely bloke, don't get me wrong. But He's the first to come out and criticise other teams. But when his team's at fault, he sits there and it's, oh, no, they're all ganging up on me. And it's like, dude, practice what you preach, mate. You know, sometimes he's outwardly poor me, isn't it, sometimes with him? And it's like, dude, you break the rules just as well as everyone else.
Yes.
But on that point, Sarah Jane, what do you think of the Aston ball then? See what I did there? There's a big thing in Formula One at the moment. Everyone's having a wibble because Aston Martin bought out some upgrades, Dave.
Oh.
And they look exactly like Red Bull.
Oh. Have they been doing copyings?
Well, Red Bull allegedly had some people that may have left that may have imparted some of their information, but it's all allegations at the end of the day. But it's intriguing because my philosophy is flattery is the finest form, or copying's the finest form of flattery. We know that because, well, yeah.
Mind you could say if they was a decent team, they'd keep hold of their stuff.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's intriguing. I mean, it's like anything. So, you know, my philosophy on that is all the cars have got 4 wheels on. Are you going to have a go at the teams for copying you because they've got 4 wheels just like you?
Well, Adrian Newey, if I remember rightly, Adrian Newey was at Williams, and Williams did really well. Then he went to McLaren, and McLaren did really well. And then he went to Red Bull, and he did really, really well. No one seemed to complain about him moving around and doing his stuff.
Exactly. And I think that's a prime example. I mean, Adrian Newey is just a bloody genius, isn't he? Let's be honest with you. But like I say, you know, who's to say that ideas that may have been going to be implemented on cars that he was going to design for them teams got designed for cars on the teams that he went to? I don't know, you know, it's in his head, isn't it, at the end of the day? But I don't know. I think, again, Christian Horner's very quick to come out with his pinny on and, yeah. Think of your own actions, mate.
Yeah.
A little bit OTT there, Cup. Quite a bit of that off.
Yeah, he's very quick to go whingy.
Oh, yeah. Sticking myself to my toilet roll there. Paul says, I've just realised next year, 2023, will be his 60th year as an F1 fan. Started out being a Lotus fan. When they fell off the grid, I've become a Ferrari fan. Good for you, mate. Yeah. Yeah. I can remember the JPS Lotuses and the Nürburgring in '76 when Nicky had his accident. And, and the rivalry between him and James Hunt as a young kid, I was transfixed by that. Because although they had a fierce rivalry, they had such a respect for each other.
Definitely.
And I think that's what goes out the window now, isn't it? The whole respect thing, because the drivers get the ump with each other, but they try to antagonise each other, not actually like Lauda and Hunt did, and Senna and Prost, and later Senna and Mansell. They let the driving do the talking, didn't they? But now... It's like they set out to get quite spiteful with it, and it's like, dudes, come on. Doesn't show a very good example to the fan, does it?
No, the drivers nowadays, I think, are all me.
Yeah.
Yeah, either that or I've got the wrong end of the stick.
No, I think you're bang on, mate, if I'm honest. No, I don't think you're far wrong at all there, Dave.
Let's see if I can fix this photo etch.
Oh dear, Dave, you pointed out that you're doing photo etch there, mate. Quite sternly.
Yeah, I'm trying to fix that light I put on. You said trying to keep it clean.
Oh, that light.
Yeah.
You've got my utmost support, Dave.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just clearing my throat there, Dave.
I thought it was.
James says Crash Stappen is perfect example of showing no respect. Yeah. Yeah, he can quite aggressively bump people. I know it's a survival of the fittest, the driving game, and but sometimes I think some of the moves he makes are borderline dangerous. Would I be right in thinking that, folks?
You would.
Because you look at the way he tries to aggressively bump people off the track to get ahead. Other drivers don't do that. They show respect. And I think he's a bit of a twat for doing that.
Yeah, but he does it to other people. But as soon as they do it to him, he starts crying about it.
Well, yeah, you get Christian Horner doing his Mavis Riley, don't you? Oh, Rita. I don't really know. Yeah. Now see, none of you are going to unsee that. And every time you see him on F1, you're going to imagine him now wearing Mavis's pinny, aren't you?
Oh, dear.
Yeah. Next time you see him having a bit of a whinge, mate, just imagine him doing that whinge in the voice of Mavis.
Good grief.
I need to get out more. Damn, what's wrong with me? Don't be like Festa, folks. Right, the key here is not to weather the plastic top bit because it's plastic. That's the key. I can do a bit underneath here. Oh, how's it going for you, Dave?
Well, that's even bleeding worse, that is. Jesus. You know, that couldn't be any more on the...
Is it mugging you up, mate?
Mugging me up, it's mugged me off on it.
No, mate.
Oh, that's... Oh, dear.
Bit along the leading edges there where it's been going along the ground. This is getting done as a bit of an urban thing.
Right. I have a feeling that this light is going to be taken off and it's going to be shut off.
Battle damage.
Yeah.
I'll go with that. I concur, Dave. I like your thinking, mate.
I just need to do a couple of bullet marks about the side and then it can look like it's been shot off. Lovely thing.
Good man. Good wibble. That was a good wibble, Dave.
Could have done that in a bit of plastic. Why do you have to make it in a bit of bloody metal?
Yeah, you tell them. That horrible photo wretch, Dave. It's conspiring against you, mate. It's laughing at you.
Yeah. Bloody photo.
Oh, Sarah Jane, do you want to give Paul D. Tommaso a warning there, love? Notice how I threw you under the bus there, Paul. Straight in, mate.
Oh, Sarah Jane saying, sorry up, Paul. Not my fault. Blame Faulty James.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that bus just went bump over.
So glad I'm not James. He's proper getting thrown under there, isn't he, eh?
I don't think Paul Sodd's been able to get back out from underneath it. Right.
Bashing around under there. Yeah, he don't. Apparently, he doesn't follow any kind of motorsport. I think that's a perfect warning territory, Dave, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Didn't even think about the answer then.
Let's drop them down so we can put a bit on there. Panzer's finally in, Sarah Jane. Yeah, just saying. Your deputy's late. Just saying.
He's finally got out of his pit then.
Yeah. Just saying, Sarah Jane. That's all. We was here on time.
I think he should be fined 4 bottles of Malibu for being late on parade.
Oh, good shout, Dave. I concur with that, fine mate. Yeah, we know we're going to get a list of excuses off of him now, ain't we? And he's going to try and wheedle his way back into her good books. And
Oh, we're going to mega creep mode.
not that we're bitter. Yeah, she says, what time do you call this deputy? Paul D. Tommaso straight in. Hello, Panzer. Finally decided to join us, have you? Good man. Good man. See, you'll go far, you will, Paul, mate. I'm impressed with that, mate. Have an house point.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Paul said, did you bring a note, Panzer? Yeah, ate sugar lips and golden chalk today, Dave, is he, eh?
No. I think he needs to have. I think he needs to have a meeting without coffee with HR.
Good shout. I'll concur with that. Nice that we've got each other's backs, isn't it, mate?
Oh yeah.
Well, we've got our backs, not Panzer's, because Panzer's in the doghouse, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Jane having to defend her own corner.
Oh, no.
She's out of the goodness of her heart, she gave all these people these roles. Yeah. And what thanks? What thanks has she been shown, Dave?
Only to be let down.
Only to be let down, mate. Yeah. She's braving it well. You know, she's not teared up yet, and I admire her for that. God, this is so going to bite me in the bum, innit? I know it, but hey, it's fun. Imagine Panzer getting all of this noted down. All right. Panzer says, I think the irritating little friend of Rupert Crab needs to be fined several kits of her choice. Oh dear, the Bobbins straight in with a controversial one there. He says, I don't watch F1. It bores me. Not as much as tennis or cricket, but still. Controversial, Dave. Can't condone that, Dave, can we, mate?
No. I'm not even going anywhere near that one.
No, I'm doing my breathing exercises already, mate, because...
I think you should.
Yeah. Controversial opinion there. Sarah Jane says, hi, Bobbins, be careful. Very careful. If I was him, I'd start sleeping with one eye open, Sarah Jane, wouldn't you, love? Yeah, hell have no fury. That's all I'm saying, Bobbins. Bless him. Oh, dear. I think Sarah Jane will be on the warpath with that one, mate. Beginning to take shape. He likes the endurance races, however. Yeah, I used to like watching a bit of the old Dakar, you know, the old Paris-Dakar. Because I think them folks are absolutely mad.
Well, it's not so much the car and truck drivers, it's People would do it on motorbikes on their own.
Yeah. It's like, they're insane, aren't they? It's brilliant.
It's not. Are you
Yeah.
missing something? Are you?
Oh, yeah, they're definitely a couple of bricks short of a load, aren't they?
Why would you want to ride across the desert on a motorbike all on your own?
It's the insanity of it, isn't it? Because they don't do it, like Miss Daisy. They don't ride like Fox, do they? They just absolutely launch it, mate.
Oh, can you imagine Fox doing a Parry Dakar?
Oh, mate, yeah, mirror signal manoeuvre. Just imagine that. Oh, they're not indicating. Oh, bless him. Oh, they're all driving like maniacs, Mum. Especially if you have Mama Fox in the passenger seat. Oh, it'd be hilarious.
You can just imagine Mama Fox sat there thinking, will you get your foot down?
Oh, yeah. Be even funnier if he was in the passenger seat and Mama Fox was driving. Now that I'd pay money to see. Because I can imagine there would be squee noises.
That would be, yeah.
Yeah, he would proper be squee in there, mate. That would be so funny, Dave.
Yeah, as you say, it'd be worth paying to see.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it would be hilarious. Bless him. Sarah Jane says Paul J. Lewis gets a house point.
How did Paul J. Lewis get house point?
Because he says Sarah Jane is fair and just. She upholds the standards to which we should all aspire. Just saying, in a non-crawling way. I totally and utterly agree with you there, mate. Without her guidance and support, this show would degenerate into a free-for-all. And her leadership and people skills shines through every week.
Pass me a bleeding bucket, will you?
What? Got to admit, that was good.
Yeah.
That was good. Come on, you know
is your missus anywhere near the door? Because that sounded.
She might well be. That may be.
You're trying to get bonus points out of both of them, mate.
That won't happen, mate. Just the one bucket. Yeah, was good. She says, Deputy, take note. Absolutely.
Mind you, that's Rich coming from Panzer, crawler.
Exactly. I mean, he's got...
Pot and kettle springs to mind.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, he has got a bit of nerve there, Dave, and he, let's be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, pot and kettle spring to mind.
Then Dipple's in. She says, sneaks in. Hi, Colin, Dave, everyone else. Massive hugs. Take care. Have a great day. Sneaks out. Bye. No worries, mate. Paul D. Tommaso's laughing out loud. He says, I'm smooching big time. Absolutely, mate. Told you, mate. I am a grade A creep, mate. I make no bones about it. I don't hold my head in shame. I am petrified that Sarah Jane will beat me with a wet kipper. So I do my bit. But, unlike the Deputy Dave, we was here on time. It's all we've got to say, isn't it, mate?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, we got.
Don't forget that when Sarah Jane needed some of her photos to be posted, you was on time.
Absolutely, but apparently Panzer rushed around like Usain Bolt at the beginning of the week because she sent in some pictures. Apparently, he's never moved so fast.
I find that very difficult to believe.
Well, I think I think he's got a lot to redeem himself because, he did let her down badly, let's be honest. Panzer says, beat with a wet kit, but don't you normally pay for that? Yeah, it's the wet mitten, mate. This is just a dab hand with a wet mitten. Yeah, she says, Colin was that scared when I told him to keep his windows and doors closed. He's been very nice. Absolutely. Absolutely. Might have had something to do with H gun. You leave that poor Sarah Jane alone. Stop being a bully. Really? Chance do I stay? What chance do I stand, Dave?
You don't?
I don't, do I?
No.
Nice to see Lynn in as well, bless her. She worked her little butt side off, didn't she, bless her? If you're watching this back, Lynn, I hope you're keeping well, darling. Aisha is in. Hello, I'm late due to wrestling with a chicken with one arm, so I do apologise. No problem, Aisha, that's a good excuse. Unlike Panzer, who just decided that Sarah Jane's company wasn't worth it. Not that we're throwing him under the bus. Right there, Dave.
Yeah, can I be the bus driver so I can reverse over Panther several times?
So you notice how I held back there, mate? Yeah, angry Festa. Al says, would you believe it? MS update. Got to go, Colin Dave, and anyone? Yeah, no worries, mate. Good luck with that. I'll check your microphone, mate.
Yeah.
Dave's sitting there thinking, now, did I do the latest one or not?
Well, oddly you say that. I checked before we went live this morning. I thought, well, better check while I've got half hour.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I take it audio and everything's okay out there, folks. I take it we're still coming through loud and clear. But
that part doesn't look anything like what he's trying to suggest in the instructions.
That on there. Let that dry for a little second. Spin that around there. Go away. Paul says, hi there, Aisha. Chicken with one arm. Interesting. Yeah. Absolutely.
Mm.
dum da dum dum da dum. All right. That would be an ecumenical matter. Deputy Panzer, says Sarah Jane, please clean your ears out. You're a deputy and need to uphold standards. No slouching, please. Good girl. Yeah, I think he's failing miserably, Dave, don't you, mate?
I don't know about failing, more like failed.
You know. Poor Sarah Jane. Out of the goodness of her heart, she showed him a bit of compassion, promoted him.
Well, I wouldn't have done.
And this is how he thanks her.
Just sling him under the bus where he belongs.
Absolutely. I will endeavour to do that, Dave, as best as I can, mate. We'll go in. Sorry, I'm off screen, folks. I'm just trying to see a very small piece. Sounded wrong.
A small piece? A small piece of what? Oh, really?
Oh, dear. Is it laughing at you again, Dave?
It's taking the proverbial.
Don't let it. Don't let it laugh at you, mate. You're better than this. I've got faith in you, mate.
I haven't.
Come on, soldier. There you go.
Actually been very nice and they give me a fold line.
Oh. Has it been spesh, is it?
Well, I don't know whether it's a part of me.
That would be an ecumenical matter. Oh, deep sigh of consternation there. Just want that to tuck behind there. Like that. Like that. Oh, you're right there, moving house, mate.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Will fit. Why have you been stubborn?
Bastard.
No models were made in the making, harmed in the making of this video, honest.
No, only photo etch.
Yeah.
I'll have that bit.
Trying to put this together with the world's most shakiest hands, Cole's not your best idea today, is it, mate? What? I was sitting there laughing at it, flicking backwards and forwards. Yeah.
Deputy Sarah Jane. Deputy Panzer, your so-called vigilant eyes are only good when you're awake. Does help, you know.
Oh, good girl.
Do you think that bus is just going to screech to a halt again as it goes?
I do, mate. I do. and I'm mightily impressed. Let's take that back off again, Cole, because yeah. That off. Want to sit quite right there, so let's tab on first. Sound you to hit appropriate. Captain Twitchy, I'll give you Captain Twitchy. Standards, you know, he says. Yeah. The standards you set are the standards you expect. Go. Used to be one of my favourite.
Panzer's reply is, I may have been inspecting the inside of my eyelids for holes.
Good man. See what he's done there.
Actually, that's not a bad reply for him, is it?
That's a good retort. I'll let him have that. Better than the norm, isn't it, Dave?
But he says, standards, you know. Okay, yeah, I'll go with that one.
Hmm.
And then Sarah Jane comes back with, oh, this is a good one. do that in your own time, Deputy Panzer. This is work time.
Good girl.
Talk about a slapdown. Oh.
Good girl. Say, this is why we like Sarah Jane. Authoritative.
Oh, Dorkosaurus is in.
Hello, mate. How you doing? Nice to see you.
She's not taking prisoners today, is she?
No, she's pretty much saying it exactly as it is. I am suitably impressed. Pardon me. Let's have a swig of tea.
That's a damn good shot, that is.
That is, mate, isn't it?
And I've got this bit stuck in place.
Everyone's saying afternoon to Dorkosaurus even. Dorkosaurus. Oh, that's better. Oh, Dave, that's better.
Yep. I shall be doing the same in a minute.
So, an interval from your phone, Rich. Otherwise, I'll see you knocking your house down.
Photo which has been put away.
Good man. Absolutely. Old D Tommaso says, anyone know what I would use to wire up the fan's power switch for a DIY spray booth? Wire. Probably. Trying to think.
Yeah.
So is this your normal spray booth that's gone a bit pants up? You can on the Amazon and that you can get reels of PC wire, twin core like black and red, fan wire. Just type it in as a search. Computer fan wires, that sort of thing, and it'll give you what you need, mate.
Sorry, I don't know that, but I do have a skill you might like. It's called Friends Fan Quiz.
Computer stop.
I'd switch it off if I was you.
Why?
Now I know what the name is.
Yeah, but I've got headphones on, Dave.
Oh, you're so unfair.
I always wear headphones. You think I'm stupid? Were you around? You know why? That's only so that I can do full Jean-Luc Picard when I come in and sit down with me lighting.
So I've just turned mine off, so you can't do mine.
Yeah, that's all right. See, this is it. You threw that stone in that glass house without thinking, didn't you?
Yeah, and then I suddenly thought, I better turn around and go have a look, see if mine's on. And it was, so I'll switch it off.
Because wouldn't want to Rick roll anyone by going, Alexa, play Rick Astley, Never Gonna Give You Up. Because we wouldn't do that to people, would we, Dave?
No. Well, I wouldn't.
You know, I wouldn't dream of Rick rolling. because
I'm not as cruel as you.
that would be an ecumenical matter.
Mm-hmm.
Unknown all around there. Paul says it's full on DIY spray booth. I know I need wire. What to connect the wires to in order to regulate and control power. Potentiometer, mate. Get yourself a little potentiometer, bit like what you get on a guitar. Yeah, connect your wires to that, and then you can turn it so you can regulate the speed. You can also hook up a fan, a little fan controller switch, that sort of thing. That's all I have on mine. I've got LED lighting and all of that lot on it because it helps me see what I'm wrecking. And there's bound to be someone that's done it on YouTube out there, Paul, as well. So go on YouTube, you know, how to hook up blah, 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 blah as a search. There'll be a video for it, mate. Sometimes, Paul, the DIY spray booths, mate, are far better than the ones you can buy, mate. I've often thought of redoing mine and just making my own. But it's so convenient for me because I have it plug into the bench, see, so it kind of fits with what I'm currently using. But I think when I do my shed one for the lacquers, I shall do a bespoke spray booth for that. Just do a big one. But yeah, you could have yourself a little PCB with a little potentiometer on there. Then you can put a control knob on the front of that and have like a little control box or fit it to the spray booth, and then you can just increase the speed of the fans, etc., etc. As for power, you can get yourself a universal mains power adapter, and you can just set the voltage to whatever you need. That RAM, haven't I? That was what. Whether it's gone. Fancy says you get twist my knob yet. Hopefully, as I want to use the 120mm PC fans, I got Canada's version of Arbor Freight. Yeah, that'll be perfect, mate. Yeah, that'll be perfect, mate. And you can get little, you can probably when you go in there and visit the shop, ask them for a speed, a control switch. And they might already have a pre-built, pre-assembled PCB there that's got the potentiometer and that on it. Tell them what you want to do. You want to regulate and control the power. And they probably will have a little controller board already there. It'll save you having to solder your own then. Answer says I get that twisting knob. Oh. I think he's trying to redeem himself, Dave, didn't you?
Yeah, he's failed.
Yeah. Oh, how many bottles of Malibu do you think it's going to cost him to get back in Sarah Jane's good books?
Thousands.
It is, isn't it? It's going to be a kit of her choice, isn't it? Well, as deputy, his punishments should be more severe than ours, I would have thought.
Well, I'm going to put forward that it should be multiple crates of Malibu.
Yeah.
And multiple pallets of kits of Sarah Jane's choice.
Yeah. And whenever she comes in the chat, he needs to say, my boss is in, so I best behave myself. Do realise this is going to bite me in the backside next time I see him.
Well, you could say that he says, I am here and I obey she who must be obeyed.
Oh, yeah. Sarah Jane says to me, have a house point. Absolutely. Thank you very, very much for your kindness and diligence there, Sarah Jane. I will treasure my house point. Paul J. Lewis says he doesn't have the skills to build his own spray booth. Bought a cheap £100 one off Amazon and it's still working 5 years later. Absolutely, mate. Yeah, my little de facto Chinese spray booth is still going strong. I had to rewire the switch the other day. But other than that, fine.
Well, my one's been going all right now that I've got a power adapter for it.
Pardon me. Yeah. Yeah, you've been losing a lot of things lately, Dave, haven't you, mate?
Mm.
Bless you. I'm just so happy that you found your saw. That was the one that was worrying me the most, to be honest with you, because a man without a saw. Yeah.
Well, I've got other saws, but I just couldn't find that particular one.
Yeah. Yeah, and the Tamiya saw is Tamiya saw, isn't it? What more can I say?
Exactly.
Put that back on. I'll do it without getting too scratched. But it's just scratched, it's getting scratched up anyway, isn't it? Right. Now.
That's why it's not that part.
There we go. Spudger of goodness, spudger of goodness. What we want. How warm is it in your man cave, Dave?
Not too bad at the moment.
Good, good. A tinderbox in here.
Windows are open. So.
Yeah. I have to turn my fan to number 3 in a minute.
Yeah, no, the desk fan is
going 10 to the dozen, is it?
Yeah. I'm surprised it's still working. I've had that
A good while, haven't you?
for 4 years.
Yeah,
There's only a little USB one.
yeah.
They normally last about a year.
Yeah, normally they give up the ghost, don't they, pretty quickly?
Yeah.
Got that to go on there. Apologies, I'm off shop, folks. Normal service will resume at some point.
Oh, good grief.
Oh, not to knock that off cut. Okay, where is it? There. Filch. Let's just get those. Worst part about being a man of a certain age. Can't see nothing. There you go. Will fit. There you go. See. Oh. Oh, that was fun. He says optimistically, I get resort to the pliers, Dave.
Uh-oh.
All right. Panzer says, I think I should find Dave for his clumsiness. Oh. Why is that? Poor Dave. Picking on poor Dave. Oh.
Well, it's because I keep picking on him.
Yeah. That sounds a bit like a wibble, Dave, doesn't it, mate?
Yeah.
You know, it's not your fault he was late, is it?
No.
He's only got himself to blame for that one, Dave.
Not my fault he's in trouble with Sarah Jane.
No.
That's his own fault.
Absolutely. It's his own fault.
He was a bit more organised and a bit more switched on, you know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Too many years as a Rupert, Dave, I think, didn't you, mate?
Yep.
God, I can feel his eyes drilling into us both now, can't you?
Fortunately, no.
Have you a bit of that? Okay, we got the body on. The reason I wanted to put that on was knocking the insides. Right. Swig of tea time, I think. Richard Thomas is in. He says, I know I'm late, but belly, spicy chicken wings and chips, and bench even, is a Revell 2009 Dodge Challenger. No worries about being late, mate. Panzer knows all about being late, but at least you don't have the responsibilities, Richard, of being Sarah Jane's deputy. That's all I'm saying. Sarah Jane says to you, Dave, if you kept up with chat, you'd know why Deputy Panzer posted that comment. Please keep up or you will be fined. And further up, he says, question, did Dave lose something? Yes, he did, mate. Yeah, Dave did lose his saw. He lost his saw a little while ago, Panzer. And said saw may have been found located under the bench where we suggested he have a look. Just saying. I now know every single name that Dave wants to call me. Yeah, Dave's revenge is going to be swift. It will happen. I shall pay the consequences. There you go. So we got a bit of that going on. I'm still not a fan of that. We'll see. Luckily, it's not glued on. Right, what was I doing? What colour is that? Ah, that's for the chipping to start. Okay, I need... Gone. Is that the one I need? Too long and bendy. Is it be that one? Paul J. Lewis says, Sarah Jane, I will not lower the standards by offering a bribe of any kind. Carefully administered personal compliments and incentivized inducements, however. Yeah.
What's he after?
Sarah Jane says, as you are a member of my staff, Colin, any nasty comments from Dave towards you will be dealt with. Thank you, Sarah Jane. That is most kind of you. I feel a lot happier now knowing that senior management have my back.
Yeah, creep. You utter creep.
See, this is how it starts, Sarah Jane. He starts muttering. In a minute, the barrage will start. I know it's coming. I know what he's like.
I have never heard so much bleeding codswallop in all by like you. Glorified bleeding creep.
Absolutely. That, Dave, is what is known as fear, mate.
I wouldn't say it's fear, it's something else, but I cannot possibly say it is.
Would it be an acronym that is BS?
Something like that.
That's all right. I just think it's nice to compliment Sarah Jane on the positivity that she brings to the shows. Yeah, called butt kissing. Absolutely, Richard. Absolutely, mate. I concur with your judgment, mate. It's called fear, mate. I sleep with one eye open, mate, because I once made the mistake of mocking Sarah Jane. And, well, I didn't sleep for several days afterwards. And once I realised the error of my ways and redeemed my actions, I did feel a lot better.
Bleeding creep.
Sarah Jane, Dave's picking on me and it's upsetting me now. Can I take some time off work, please, for stress, anxiety? You tart. Oh, bless you. Good Wibblekins, mate. I'll let you have that one. Oh, I gotta love it. Gotta love it, yeah.
Do you know something? With creeping like that, you make a bleeding good politician.
Do you know something? I'd vote for myself, wouldn't you? Yeah. I think I'd do a good job. Could you imagine it? You know, the new Prime Minister, you saw my mugshot come up on the telly. Could you imagine the carnage I'd cause?
You know, if your mug came up on the TV as being Britain's new Prime Minister, I'll be on the first bleeding jet out there.
Oh, what fun it would be, Dave. God, could you imagine it? Honestly, I'd install Sarah Jane on the front. I'd put Panzer in the tower.
Yeah. Reinstigate the rack.
Yeah.
Panzer can be the first victim. He could do with a long stretch.
Absolutely. He says, Dave, he says, that was a terrible impression you did of Colin in the hangout. That's all right, mate. People do impressions of me all the time, mate. Sarah Jane says she'll vote for me, and there's nice room in the tower for Dave. There you go. I think she's got your number there, Dave, don't you, mate? So glad.
As long as I get maid service in the tower, I don't mind.
Yeah, so glad I'm not you, mate. Perish the fault, mate.
All right, it's good being me.
Couldn't be no worse. Couldn't be no worse than things are at the moment, could it?
No.
Noticed on the news earlier, the world seems to be going through a bit of the old monkeypox now, doesn't it? Like, that's something else that's been engineered. Makes you wonder, doesn't it, mate?
I don't know.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Why now? This seems a bit strange to me.
Odd.
You know, it's not the most common thing, is it? And it just seems all of a sudden. It's like, is this because, you know, the world vaccinated against COVID? Oh, let's try something else. It's the conspiracy theorist in me, isn't it? Just seems a bit coincidental, mate, doesn't it?
I don't know. Just seems a bit too soon after.
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, it's such an obscure thing, isn't it? So I don't know what to think, really. Panzer says, and you'll notice, Cole, they're all NATO countries. Absolutely. Dudley's vlog has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much for your subscription, Dudley. Massively appreciated, mate. And yes, Panzer, I have noticed that it's all NATO countries, mate. Read into that what you want, but yes. I'm so glad because I sit here some nights and I think, yeah, you know, I'm a conspiracy nut, but Panzer's pretty much nailed there exactly what I was thinking. Is it me that's the only person that sat there looking at all of this and then looking on a map going, well, that's a NATO country. That's a NATO country. Oh, look, that's a NATO country.
Evidently someone's got it in for NATO countries.
Yeah.
I wonder who that would be.
Mate, I'm going to have to book me mum a flight at this rate, ain't I? Because you missed that, Panzer bin, that you was late. But my mum had a bit of a wibble during the week. And I did a video call with her. And it was, right, she said, that Putin, she says, I've got a good mind to go over there and give him a good piece of my mind.
Good help us.
His mum should have told him off a bit more when he was a kid. He probably spent all that time getting his own way. It's like, well, peace, mum, you've solved it. Yeah. And then it was that immortal, what do you think? I'm like,
Yeah.
Can I ring Sarah Jane? Because I'd like to get her opinion here before I issue my own thoughts, because, you know. I do love it when me mum has a wibble, though. It is so funny. That's it. Have you found this with your mum, that as they get a bit older, they get so much worse, don't they?
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she. And the thing is, we're beginning to get like it as we get older. My missus had a good wibble the other day, and I sat there giggling. She went, what are you laughing about? I said, God, you sound so much like your mum. Unbelievable. You really do, bless her. I said, it's the sort of grade A wibble that your mum would have been proud of.
Oh dear.
But yeah. Paul says government stockpiled vaccines have a finite use by date, creating a scare pushes those governments into buying new stocks for billions. Just saying, absolutely. Sarah Jane says, is this now Wibble Sunday? No, not at all. No, it's just things that you hear. It just, I don't know. I find it interesting, but also a little bit strange. You know, that are we the only people that are noticing this? You know, someone else has got to notice. It seems strange to me. And I think with me as well, it's real life, Sarah Jane, isn't it? You know, because let's be honest, we've all been sort of locked up and all of that lot, and all in COVID bubbles for a long time now. And just when things are picking up, something else has come along, and I just find it a bit coincidental. That's all. On a lighter note, the F1 has started. Absolutely. Oh, no, I'm not trying to put a dampener on it, darling. I'm just having a conversation because, you know, in the chat, ask us anything you want us to talk about. You know, I'm just making conversation because otherwise it will be stony silence, and it's... Paul Lewis says, F1, lights out. Absolutely. Is it me, Sarah Jane? But don't you think that Max Verstappen looks like a fish? Now, I find when he's on the TV being interviewed, I sit there with a fishing rod and I try to land him. I like flick the rod and I'm like, come on, Max, come on, have a little bit of fish food. He does. He looks like a fish. She says, I'm only joking. She says, I can multitask, unlike a certain deputy. I know you're only joking, Sarah Jane. I know you're better than that, darling. But, yeah, I do think Max Verstappen does look like a fish. She says, yeah, a guppy, yeah. He does, doesn't he? When he's talking, I can hear him going. And I just want to sprinkle a little bit of fish food in. Yeah, you go, Maxie. Here, boy. You know?
Yeah, because I was watching the F1 qualifying yesterday, and they flicked up a picture of him standing there with his arms folded, and I thought, you really do look like a petulant little boy.
Yeah. But he does. He does look like a flatfish. You know what I mean? He is a guppy. You know, and it's like, oh, bless him. You know, I wonder what other fish are in the tank that his dad keeps him in. My missus will kill me for that because she's a bit of a Verstappen fan.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is probably another reason I don't like him, because me and my boy, my eldest boy, this isn't allegedly, by the way, because it couldn't possibly happen, of course. But we may have a thing where whenever my missus says that she likes a sportsman, we then hate on them. I mock them whenever they're on the TV. But we wouldn't have agreed to this in any way because that would constitute a conspiracy, wouldn't it?
Well, he only got his first F1 championship because the stewards helped him out.
Absolutely. Again, if that had been anyone else other than Red Bull, Christian Horner would have been there like Mavis. Oh, it's not fair to... Yeah. You can't unsee that now, can you? See, Sarah Jane, when Christian Horner's interviewed today, love, you're going to see him dressed as Mavis now, going, I don't really know. I think the racing's been a lot more exciting this year with the new rule changes, I must admit. I think that has done some good. And the Mercs seem to be a little bit more on their game this week in quali, so...
Yeah, they seem to have found something.
Yeah, I mean, I love the design of their new car, the no pods. I think that is out there, you know. And I'd love to see them stick with it because I think long term, there's more scope in development of that design. I think it's very early stages of its potential. So I hope they don't revert to the standard F1 body layout. I hope the no pods is a keeper, because it's almost like going back to the yesteryear cars, Dave, that look like cigars with wheels on them, you know, but in the modern concept, I think it works. Sarah Jane says, I don't watch the interviews, too corporate. Not like the Barry Sheen and James Hunt days, need them back. I always remember Barry Sheen with the hole in the front of his crash helmet, and you'd see him on the start line, Dave, with a fag on before the beginning of the race. It was brilliant. Had a little hole in the front of his crash helmet with a fag poking out of it. I thought that was brilliant. Of James Hunt absolutely a paralytic in the caravan, and then would put his crash helmet on and go and win the race. It's like, good for you, mate. That quote he did, wasn't it, Nicky Lauda, very tongue-in-cheek, wasn't it, after Nürburgring, when he went to see him and said, you're the only bloke I know who can get third-degree burns on their face and actually come out better looking. I thought that was great.
To the point.
Yeah. May they rest in peace, bless them. Absolute brilliant. And when you hear the stories of the shenanigans that James Hunt and Barry Sheen got up to together, yeah.
Oh, Lord.
I can imagine they were one hell of a party to go to.
Yeah.
Any sportsman back then that got an invite to a party, oh, Barry and James will be there. Just imagine it, can't you?
Well, Barry, James and Henry Cooper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Graham Hill was another one. He liked to have a big, good old giggle, didn't he? He was a bit of a practical joker and an animal, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he liked his parties as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he had a bit of a mischief in him. But yeah, you can just imagine some of the shenanigans there. He was on camera, he was such an atypical English gent, wasn't he? But he just had that glint of mischief in his eye.
I think you're more than a glint of mischief.
Yeah. Dorkosaurus says, I've got to build 2 extraction systems, one for the paint room and one for the garage. Ooh,
I'm not going to be busy.
I wonder, he's going to be busy. Sarah Jane says, fun fact, British driver Gordon Spice came up with an helmet with a low mouth guard. People thought it was for protection when actually it was to balance his fag on whilst driving. Good man. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. She says, oh, Graham Hill actually did win an after-dinner speaker award several times. He was brilliant at it. Yeah. I can always remember when he used to be on Parkinson. I remember the interview where he had a crash and he was in his hospital bed and he still came in and did the interview. And was quite mischievous, you know. And Panzer says Nicky once rolled his ride on lawnmower and James Hunt sent him a telegram saying that next season they would be fitting roll cages. He's brilliant. Owl says to me, God help you Tuesday night when Panzer Cat will be on duty and as a visitor you must pay Sarah Jane and himself. Oh, yeah, he's like it in the hangouts, mate. He sits there holier than thou, doesn't he, Dave?
Oh, yeah, he's got his little bit of paper out.
Got his little, I'm going to tell Sarah Jane that you're telling this and you're saying that. And it's like, he is such a girl.
You can tell he was a Rupert because he got his bit of paper out, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I am making notes. It's like, I'm making notes.
You didn't follow the list of order.
Yeah, I'm going to tell Sarah Jane of you. He does. He's terrible. I think even Sarah Jane would fine him for that because she'd be going, Panzer, you're bullying people now. Just saying. She says that interview was great. It was sports personality. He had Astor one, and he had the 2 nurses. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Yeah, sadly died too young, didn't he? Bless him. It was a plane crash, wasn't it? Was it 1975, something like that? He died.
Something like that.
But yeah, such a shame. Yeah, bless his heart. 1977. There you go. Cheers, Sarah Jane. Yeah, he did die too young. Bless his heart. Of course, yeah, same year as Elvis, wasn't it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pardon
Oh,
me.
yeah. Yeah, I remember that. Bearing in mind that one of my aunts was a devout Elvis fan.
Mm. Jeff is in, Candygram for Mongo, saying hi, Festa, Dave, and everyone in the chat. How do, Jeff?
Hello, Jeff.
Hope you're all right, buddy. He's saying good morning. Or Dorcasaurus is saying good morning to Jeff. Absolutely. It's always a good morning when you guys and girls are in. It's Paul saying hello to Dorcasaurus as well. He has to be the king of RC body shell painting, doesn't he, our Dorcasaurus? Some
Definitely.
stunning work. Absolutely stunning work. You have a look on the group at some of his work, and he's got a Facebook group as well. Pop and have a look at these paint jobs because they are absolutely top drawer, aren't they?
Yeah, they're mind-blowingly good.
Sarah Jane says she mutes the TV as well on the build-up. Yeah, I get a bit frustrated with the whole corporate BS. I know they've got to be like that. It's, you know, revenue, sponsors and that, but it's so in your face now that it's like, yeah, the ultimate in product placement, isn't it?
Oh, I tend to record it, and then when I watch it as a recorded program, I can fast forward through all the chit chat because
I get the formation lap out the way, everything, and then it's lights out, race ends. That's it. I'm done. I don't watch none of the interviews now because it's all, you know, it's not fair because it's like, look, just say you had a bad day. I would love it, you know, if a driver turned round and said, I didn't do well today because I drove like a twit.
Well, I'm not being funny. They get paid billions of pounds.
Yeah.
To drive round in circles.
Yeah. 80 million quid contracts and things. It's an amazing, obscenely amazing amount of money. It's like that footballer. There's a footballer now in France, and Mbappe or whatever his name, he's on £1 million a week, Dave. I think in the modern world, with what's going on, and I just think that's obscene, mate.
That's just,
You know. And he got a €100 million signing on fee as well. And I just think it's just an obscene amount of money. I'm sorry. I don't think it's justified. £1 million a week when hard-earned money's been spent by people to get tickets. I just think it's taking the pee. I'm having a wibble again, you know. Sorry, folks. Moving on.
how I don't know.
I know. I was gobsmacked when I saw that come up on my Sky News feed.
Mind you, it's what gets me is some of these CEOs that get paid multi-million pounds.
Yes.
And it says, was it the Tesco's one? And it says his salary is something like 20, 30 times that of.
Yeah. Hello, Spiddy. Spid's in, mate. Hello, mate. He's our coffee sewer. See what I do?
Hello, Spiddy. Put the kettle on, mate, and have a cup of tea.
Coffee aficionado. Oh, see, there's loads of puns. Always good to see Spid.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret this.
Panzer says €1 million doesn't go far these days. Yeah, that's like 3 loaves of bread and a pint of milk, mate, isn't it? That and probably a part payment towards your winter gas bill. See what I did there? Is everyone saying hello to Spidey?
I don't think anyone is worth £1 million a week.
No, I just think it's obscene, mate. I'm sorry, but yeah, I just scratches there. That's cool. He says, I see what you did there. Absolutely, mate. It's good, isn't it? You're going to use that now, aren't you? You're going to have copyright on that, Spid, because I'm feeling generous today.
That house point's on your head, isn't it?
Yeah. Coffee sure, he says, I like that. Absolutely. Or you could be a confessor. A confessor of coffee. Yeah. Again, another person whose channel content you should go and watch if you haven't, folks, because he's got such a peaceful demeanour when he's doing his videos that it is proper ASMR, isn't it? It's sitting there doing his clock repairs and that, you know, and I sit there, if I mean this in the nicest possible way, if I need to relax, I'll just lay up there, mate, with the iPad on, and yeah, he's doing a watch or a clock repair, and it's like so soothing. Well worth a visit, folks. Again, another person, another dear friend. I always like giving Spiddy a shout out. The Bob Ross of the model making community.
Yeah.
Paul Lewis says £1 million is an obscene amount of money until it's in my bank account. Then it's not so obscene. It's like Euro millions, right? Now, not a wibble, just an observation.
Uh-oh, here we go.
And I'm happy for the people. Don't get me wrong, and I wish them all the love and best in the world. But there was a couple from Gloucester. They won €184 million on the Euro millions. Fair play to them. You know, you've got to be in it to win it and all of that lot. Yeah. However, I think when the rollovers go up to such a high pot, wouldn't it be better if they had a 10 million limit and then they could have had more winners, or, you know, gone down a tier and gone, well, they've won it, they get 50 million, and then we divide out the rest in 10 million increments to the next top fives or whatever. Just a thought. Because the interest alone on 184 million you're never going to spend. And I just think it's too much for one individual, personally. And it kind of puts you off doing the lottery, doesn't it? Because you think, well, yeah. So it's not a wibble, folks. It's just an observation. I just think that they would do far better having a maximum that you could win. And then if it is an 180 million rollover, they then work it out that if people can get this, or this, or, you know, X amount of numbers, they all get a bit of a percentage. I think it would share the love a bit more. Would it generate as many ticket sales? I don't know, but I think if more people thought they could win it, I think more people would do it, wouldn't they? I don't know.
No, I don't.
I mean, yeah, I'd love to win the lottery, but the thought of that amount of money would actually frighten me.
I know the bosses at work heaved a sigh of relief when we all turned up on Monday.
Yeah. Atol's come up with one. He says, future disagreements between nations should be resolved on a battle board. No need to send out so many body bags. Just those killed off be put aside. Happy days. Yeah, they should have a game of Warhammer, shouldn't they, mate? That's their army. Imagine Biden and Putin. I want to be the Orcs. No, I want to be the Orcs. Yeah.
Oh, good grief.
What possibly could go wrong, Dave? So we've done well this week. We've solved world peace. We're trying to solve the lottery conundrum. I think we're doing well, mate.
Yeah, I'm playing dropsies again.
How are you? Good man.
Yeah.
Good man, mate. I've got your back. Don't worry, Dave.
Okay, I've managed to do that bit, but how the hell?
On a mission. What are you trying to think of, mate?
Well, I think it's the lights that go at the back and on the top of the roof.
Yeah. Oh, what, the photo etch things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they're great, aren't they? I'm doing a couple of mine damaged because it's urban, it's a riot, yeah.
Well, I'm just thinking, in your kit that you're doing on the E-models build,
Yes.
that's got formers in.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I think this would have really done well by having some formers in.
Oh, blimey, yeah.
I think they've missed a trick there.
Yeah, but that's probably why Mini Art's still going and they're not.
Very true.
Yeah, no, I think Mini Art, I think that was a great thing. A great idea. Yeah, it's Paul D. Tomazzo's off. He's going to grab a few more Z's. See you all later and take care. Yeah, we'll be coming off air shortly, mate, because it's 25 past, so we'll be off air shortly, mate.
Crumbs, that's gone quick.
It has, isn't it?
Well, it's gone even quicker for Panzer because he was late.
Yeah, just when you thought you wasn't any further under that bus, Panzer, straight back under you went.
Other people would have been fired if it been that late.
I think you should have been, didn't you?
Yeah.
You know, I've seen people sacked for less.
Mm.
Do you think Sarah Jane should have put him on gardening leave?
Yeah, she should have put him on concrete leave. Oh.
Panzer says it has gone fast. Less time listening to Dave Wibble. Oh, gauntlet's been thrown down.
Yeah. Yeah, I can wibble because I was on time.
Oh, gauntlet's thrown back. Like a Roger Federer tennis match, isn't it?
Yeah, see, in the Royal Air Force, they teach you how to tell.
Sarah Jane says, I'm back. What happened? Something about gardening leave. Yes, Sarah Jane, I think perhaps you should have considered putting Panzer on a threat of gardening leave, perhaps, for being so late. Just saying. But then, giving her credit, she might have a meeting without coffee with him to discuss the error of his ways. She says, I've just got called darling, so I gave the driver a house point. I got a funny look. Good girl. What you should do if an Amazon driver or someone's late, Sarah Jane, is you should find them a bottle of Malibu or a kit of your choice. Let's see what their reaction is. She says, Dave's having another wibble. He's find another Salvino's JR kit of my choice. Good girl. She got you sussed. Yeah, so I'm going to park that and come up and get ready to say me goodbyes, I think. We've started a bit of very heavy dry brushing. Yeah, I went a bit mad there, so I shall cover that back over a bit, but just started putting the back coat down for the chipping and scratching, so yeah, that long laborious process of weathering is now underway, so I'm beginning to dig it. I'll get your coat.
Thought you was going to dig yourself in it then,
Absolutely.
or should I say, dig yourself out of it?
I see what you did there.
Well, you've been doing that all afternoon with Sarah Jane.
Absolutely, mate. Yeah, but it's like anything, Dave. I don't mind being creep, mate. Told you, mate. You know, got to look after Sarah Jane. Her deputy let her down by not coming in, mate. So, you know what I mean? I'm gonna look out for her, and let's have a quick perusal at the chat, see what's been going on. It's everyone saying later to Paul. Sarah Jane says, if Deputy Panzer says Dave's having a wibble wobble, I believe him. That's why I put him in charge. There you go. She's also saying, I do stand by my staff, as you know, Secretary Colin. Yeah, I know. Oh, Secretary Dave. It's all proper, isn't it? I'm like,
Really?
yeah. Panzer was straight in. He grasped you up, Dave. Dave, he says to Sarah Jane, Dave is having yet another wibble, Sarah Jane.
What? It's news to me.
Absolutely. Spidey says, coming on great. There's all sorts of wildlife in among the tall grass. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh, Doctosaurus says here, he says, I'll be painting my brother-in-law's motorcycle tank soon. He says, I've got something really cool planned for it. Oh, mate, make sure you bung some pictures of that in. Look forward to seeing that, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely, Sarah Jane. She says, $1 million a week is obscene. She says there's people starving and don't have clean water to drink. It's basic human needs. Yeah, it's just, I think in the modern world, it just doesn't sit right. Yeah, Mbappe, I think his name is, the bloke that plays for PSG. It's, I don't know. Is football that out of touch now with the working man?
I think so.
Because it's a working man's game at the end of the day. Don't get me wrong, you know, they got bills to pay, stadiums to build and all of that lot, but £1 million a week.
Yeah.
Sorry, but Sarah Jane's offered an olive branch. She said, Dave, she says, there's a job going as a tea lady. I can put you forward for it.
No.
Yeah. Paul says, great stream again, chaps. Catch you next time. Ciao to everyone, chat. Salutes, be seen ya. No worries, mate. Thanks for your feedback, mate. You know, we was a bit twitchy about moving over to a bench show, but it's just a bit easier for us at the moment. So he says, Panzer says, Dave, he says, I noticed Colin's painting. Why are you still building? You need to spend less time wibbling. And Sarah Jane says, Deputy Panzer does the interviews. Oh, there you go. Dave won't get the job then, not with Panzers in one of his bullying moods. So, Dave, I suppose we should wrap up and let these lovely people get on. Massive thanks. Go on.
Let Panzer go back to sleep.
Absolutely. Massive thanks to all of you that have come in. Don't forget, if you want to help support the channel, you can by going over to patreon.com/Festa67's workshop, or you can become a channel member by clicking the join button below. That gives you access to the Zoom 24/7 off-air hangout. And it also helps support this channel and keep the content coming. So me and Dave will see you on Wednesday for the eModels Workbench Live over on the eModels channel, peeps.
Yep.
So that's where we live on a Wednesday for the foreseeable future. So keep an eye out for that. Ring the bell so you get notifications of any random streams, because there will be random stuff that I start doing as and when I can spend a bit more time at the bench, folks. So it's all there ready to go. It's just I need to get real life sorted out before I can spend regular time at the bench. Jeff says thanks for the live stream. Take care, everyone. No worries, Jeff.
Ta-da, Jeff.
Sarah Jane says has a lovely day. All take care and enjoy the sunshine. Same to you, Sarah Jane. Enjoy your motorsport, darling.
Oh yeah.
Shane says thanks for a great show and thanks to everyone for your company. Have a great week. Shane, you're welcome anytime. Glad to keep your company, mate. And mate, PM us. You know where we all are, mate. We'll always be here, mate. Stefan Last says thanks for the great company while I've been doing other computery shenanigans. Not a problem, Stefan, mate. Glad you enjoyed it, mate.
Yes, definitely.
I'll be back later on today over on Model Making Guru's channel for the start of a fresh Warhammer build there, folks. So tune in for that one. And we will see you on Wednesday, peeps. Keep an eye out for all the other live shows. You know what shows they all are, folks. Don't need me to reel them out.
No.
And we'll see you then.
Yeah.
Catch you all later. Bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Stay safe. Stay well. Enjoy your model making.